I'm having a coffee break, and while making this coffee, it got me thinking about something important. Did you know that in Australia, Indigenous women earn about 24% less than non-Indigenous women, who themselves earn about 21.1% less than men? This is an example of intersectionality coming alive, when different aspects of our identities create unique experiences. Let's talk about it. I have been researching how multiple identities shape people's experiences for years. And what's fascinating is that gender never operates in isolation. Understanding intersectionality helps us to see why one-size-fits-all approaches to equality often leave the most marginalized behind. The term intersectionality was coined by legal scholar Kimberly Crenshaw to describe how different forms of discrimination can overlap. For a moment, let's think about the experiences of young women in general on the one hand, and young women with disabilities on the other. Research shows that young women with disabilities are twice as likely to report experiencing sexual violence over their lifetime compared to young women without disabilities. This means that young women with disabilities have a far greater risk of sexual violence compared to other young women without disabilities. But on the top of that, when you add race in the mix, for example, a young woman of color with disabilities, what do you think happens? The Diversity Council Australia found that culturally diverse women are far more likely than white women to experience harassment combining racial and gender bias. These disparities persist because our systems often address discrimination in silos: gender here, race there, disability somewhere else. But people don't experience life in separate categories. Most diversity initiatives focus on single identity markers, missing how these factors interact and amplify each other. The consequences are profound. For example, Monash University documented that despite identical resumes, ethnic minorities received 57.4% fewer callbacks than applicants with Anglo-Saxon names for leadership positions. A US study shows that 33% of LGBTQIA+ women of color experienced discrimination during their last medical appointment, compared with 19% of white LGBTQIA+ women. These aren't just statistics, they're lived realities of compounding barriers. So, what can we do? First, listen to and amplify voices from intersectional perspectives. They are the experts on their own experiences. Second, when analyzing any gender issue, ask which women and which men to uncover hidden disparities. Please don't assume that all women or all men are equal and experience discrimination in the same manner. Try to identify which particular groups are the most vulnerable, most marginalized, most excluded. Organizations need disaggregated data to reveal intersectional patterns, and individually examine your own intersecting privileges and use them to create more inclusive spaces. I'm curious, what intersections of identity have shaped your own experiences? Have you noticed how different aspects of who you are interact to create unique challenges or advantages? Share your thoughts in the comments and join me for another coffee conversation soon as we keep exploring the complexity of gender and identity. Thanks for having this coffee with me today.